Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to deal with the chapter 4.1 History of English Drama. I am referring to page 128 of the textbook. Okay, literature. The purpose of literature is to entertain and to give aesthetic pleasure. Okay, literature is really vast and it is divided into different categories or what you call as the genre of literature. So for example, it would have the novel, the poetry, drama. Okay, so in this we are just going to focus on drama. We will understand the origin of drama and what comes under drama. So what is drama? So when a friend, for example, when a friend exaggerates meaning just showing, overshow, overreacts or overacts. That time you commonly, use this phrase, "अरे क्या ड्रामेबाज है," or how dramatic you are, right? So drama meaning you are not behaving in the normal way. You are behaving something extra, right? So it's the over exaggeration. Drama is a performance. We should understand that it's a performance on the stage which is essentially loud. Okay, so it is not something which is said in a very normal and simple way, but it is it's very loud and it is exaggerated and it is larger than life. Drama represents life, but it is more than life. So it has two mediums, the audio and the visual. So you can hear and you listen to it. And why it was loud, there is a reason for it. The audience sitting around, there was no, technically they were not so very sound at that time. Okay, technically there were lags. So the characters on the stage had to be loud enough that the last audience should be able to hear them out. So they would talk very loudly. For example, they say even a stage whisper, when you are supposed to be very quiet, you are murmuring or you are whispering some secret into the person's ear, that secret also would be so loud so that the person at the last could hear that. So the stage whisper is far louder than the whisper in real life. That is what exaggeration. It is real, but it is more than real. Okay, so here one should have that understanding. The audience should keep in mind that there is a willing suspension of disbelief. You don't believe what you say. You have to be ready to accept the unreal. Not the real, but the unreal. Anything can happen. Okay, so this is not the reality of life. It may mean sacrifice of realism. So it's not real. The facts are there, but it is more beyond that. And it is purely for the sake of enjoyment. So you don't go and keep logic everywhere. It may seem irrational at some point, but then this is drama that you have to understand. It is meant for enjoyment. So Samuel T. Coleridge, he has coined this word. The term often applies to fictional works of action, comedy, fantasy and horror genres. So in drama, it could have varieties. Okay, so it could be an action, it could have comedy, fantasy or horror. It refers to the willingness of the audience to overlook the limitations of the medium. So whatever limitations are there, you have to overlook that. And it's a medium of expression where performers express themselves artistically. Whatever it is, they are presenting it artistically by the way of delivery of dialogues, by the way of expressions, their costume, everything matters. Artistically, whatever matters. So basically for a drama, what is very important is a script, and it should have a dialogue in the form of dialogues. Okay, and a story. It could be based on a story. Novel is written in a narrative form, in narration. And poetry, obviously, it's expressed in rhythm. Poetry is not simply said. It has a certain rhythm and a meter. Meter is a calculation in which the words are written. Drama is a specific mode of fiction represented in performance. So it's a performance on the stage, and it could be a play, opera, mime, ballet. They are performed on the theatre. It could be on the radio and television. So radio, television came much later. The first was the theatre performance. So they have given a perfect definition of drama. What is drama? Drama is a composition in verse or prose. It is not necessary that it should be written in prose. It can be in verse. It can be in poetry form as well. But it is presented on the stage in which a story is related. There is a storyline definitely. And to make it more meaningful, there are dialogues, connecting dialogues, there is action, and is presented with accompanying gesture, costume, and scenery to make it more lively, with the costume, with the gesture, expressions, and scenery, the background scenery, that will make the drama even more lively. So this is the definition given by Oxford Dictionary. Then there is another definition by a glossary of literary terms by M.H. Abrams, which says drama is a composition designed for performance in a theatre in which the actors take their roles. Actors are given certain roles of the characters. They perform in an indicated action. The way they are asked to perform, they will perform in the same way, and they will utter the written dialogue. Now let us understand what are the elements of drama without which it is incomplete. So it has the plot, the characterization, the characters, dialogues, setting, stage direction, conflict, meaning there is some difference of opinion between two ideas or two parties or whatever. Then the theme. And then these four areas are of focus. There is a scene. The scene changes. If you see the drama, the scene changes. Then audience is there, definitely, the characters and the actor. Okay. In this unit, we are going to focus on understand and identify drama as a genre of literature. It's a category, one of the categories. Learn the definition of drama. Explain the difference between drama and other forms. How is it different from other forms like novel and poetry? And the elements of drama and the types of drama. So you have the types of drama in which you have the tragedy, comedy, tragic comedy, and comedy has another 5 subcategories, which has the romantic comedy, sentimental comedy, classical comedy, comedy of humor, comedy of manners. Then moving on to a short history of drama. How did drama begin? So the drama, it was performed in theatres. So it was performed in folk theatres, and drama is not to be just restricted to a as a part of literature, but more than a literature, it is an art form which has made use of words, scenic effects, and music, and gestures of actors, and organizing talents of the producer. Everything, all of these factors matter. They have their players, a stage, and an audience. This is also another important thing. Now drama, when drama started, they say they don't have a specific date, period. Okay, they are obscure, they say. It's not very much known, but they believe that it started with the Romans in England. And how they started was they had amphitheaters. They were buildings, enclosed, they were circular buildings, and there is no roof. Okay, and there are rows made, so the audience could sit in an ascending order, up with the rows of seats. Then Romans left, and they say that with that the theatre also came to an end. They departed, the theatre departed. Then there were minstrels. Minstrels are the musicians or the singers. They were also a part of the play, and such that they got into the rudiments. They became an important part of the play. And between 13th and 14th century, they had themes which were separated from religion. They did not mix religion in the drama. And the words were spoken in English. They had a longer script, and they were called as miracle plays. Miracle plays, you can expect some miracle or to happen. Okay, the word miracle, the word simply suggests that there were miracles happening in the place. So it would relate to God, God, demons, devils, all that. Later, then the religious dramas were morality plays. So when God, the role of God came here, so it was the good and the evil. Okay, so it became morality, the good and the bad. It dealt with the vices and the virtues, and these were allegories. Allegories meaning the story or the character, the story or in which the play, which the particular character will represent that. For example, I would say you want to represent something evil. Okay, so you would show that character as evil. Satan, the character, is evil. If it's a good, you would say that he's a Robin Hood, a good person. So these were allegories. So I hope you must have understood till here. Thank you.